Hey, I'm Indy Clinton, and this is Sleep Deprived, a podcast where I dive into all the unspoken parts of life, including relationships, friendships, beauty, and motherhood. This is life unfiltered, sleep deprived, and running off caffeine.
Welcome to Sleep Deprived. I am here. This is a really special episode for me because I've never had, I guess, a bestie come on my my podcast. So here I am with my Eloise Woodward. This is my best friend from high school.
Full name?
Full name, Eloise. It used to be LLL, the dickhead in my phone. But no, I'm here with Elle. Thank you for joining me on Sleep Deprived.
Having me.
I know you're really nervous. Why? Do you think I'm going to expose you?
No.
I think I should be nervous.
Yeah, you should be nervous, but I think it's just this is so out of my comfort zone.
Yeah. Okay,
we're quite different.
Let's kind of tell everyone a little bit about us and then we'll get into growing up together. So, Elle, my nose, by the way, is leaking. If I get you sick, it wasn't intentional.
It's okay.
I've just probably got COVID.
Okay, cool.
So, Elle and I went to high school together. That's when we met. We met in year 7.
Yes.
But
we were not friends.
Were we not?
No, not year 7.
I thought we were in maths class together.
No, it was alphabetical in year 7.
We were in homeroom.
No.
Okay, well, maybe you should just fucking tell the story if I can't get the facts right.
I remember the first time we met was our first day of year 7. I think I've told you this story before.
No, I don't think you have.
And it was like a bonding, like a year group bonding thing. And we had to go through a skipping rope. And the whole year had to do it. You're C and I'm W. And it was all alphabetical. And we couldn't get past C because you kept stuffing up the skipping thing. And I said to myself, I was like, I hate this girl.
What? I couldn't jump
so
over
bad
the
at
rope.
jump rope. I will never be friends with her. And then the guy on like the microphone who was like hosting it was like making jokes with you and you're like joking back like you're good banter. And then he was like, what happened to your face? And you turned around and you had from here to here 3rd-degree burns from the...
I pissed myself.
From
Eloise.
the green tea.
Holy shit. I remember that. Oh my God.
The thermal.
Yeah, so when I was that age, I drank from a thermos because obviously on a thermos, the outside of it is cold, right? So me being 12 or 13, I'm like, well, the inside's going to be cold. And it was hot tea, boiling hot tea. And I drank from it. And you know how it comes out of a hole in a thermos?
Yeah.
So it came down the sides and gave me 3rd degree.
It was like fangs.
Fangs
It
that
was
bubbled
so bad.
and like blistered down the side of my mouth. So I rocked up at school.
The first day.
Year 7.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm tragic.
I remember thinking this girl can't jump rope. This
And she
girl
has
can't drink from a
fangs.
thermos.
Oh my God. And then look at us now.
I know.
Time flies when you're having fun.
I know. I think we bonded over academic support the most.
Oh, did we start that in year 7?
No, I think that was year 8 or 9.
So in year 7, I'm pretty sure we were actually both in the lowest maths class.
We were definitely.
With Mr. Oates. And I feel like we also bonded over the fact we were one of 5 kids, both of us.
That's true.
And, you know, from similar families. And we actually really got along together. You were really good friends with Maddie.
Yeah.
And I really was drawn to you because we used to sit in maths class singing Justin Bieber songs, Common Denominator.
I don't know that one.
Yeah.
I feel like you would sing and you'd be like, is that good? And I'd be like, yeah, that's good. And then you did singing lessons because you were like, you keep saying I'm really good. So I booked into singing lessons. And so you would go at lunchtime.
I remember
in
that.
like a private classroom and sing.
I was so bad.
Yeah.
And I got to a point in the singing lessons where the teacher said to me, it's time for, like, in 2 weeks we have a concert.
That's right.
And I was like, oh, fuck no, I can't let people hear me sing at a motherfucking concert singing Missy Higgins. So I said, I'm done. I can't do it. I can't. My chest is sore. Like, I pulled out of the whole singing extracurricular.
And you'd been practicing for like half a year for
and
it.
I was still shit.
You were.
I'm so bad
But you're
at
like
singing.
confident, so you feel like you should be really
And I still have voice records on my phone. I think I know I took one the other day of me singing to a radio song. Oh, I'm sickening. I hate myself.
That's so funny.
So, no, we've had a really epic, I guess, schooling. What is it? 6 years together. We've grown together. We became besties immediately.
Yeah,
Like-
we did. Apart from that one hiccup first day, but after that.
You obviously didn't want to be my friend, but I
You were just
swooped
funny.
in.
You were funny at
Was I
school.
funny?
Yeah. You just didn't really give a fuck, you know? Were you allowed to swear?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Baby, you can sweat. Do you reckon I didn't give a fuck?
No. And I feel like that's quite opposite to me because I would always be like, you can't
You'd be
do
so
that.
embarrassed.
You can't do that. Or like when you started driving to school
Oh yeah, what'd I do?
and you would like make me sneak out to like move your car because there's only like 3-hour spots and I'd be like, India, we're going to get expelled.
That's
And we would always get caught. You would never get in trouble and I would get in trouble. And I was like, I don't even drive. I'm on my L's. They'd be like, you're not allowed to leave the
corrupted
school
you.
grounds. And I was like, this is a
my
joke.
God, I corrupted you.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it got to, I guess we went through 7, 8, 9. We were really good friends on school camp, I want to say. No, you probably didn't like me then either.
Sorry.
Okay. Well then,
I just have to be honest to people.
okay, well, let me just talk about what I remember then. We got to a point, I think it was year 9 or 10, and then you were taking my photos for
Yes.
Instagram.
Yeah.
And we would get real creative. Like you were my OG bestie that would take my photos. Like you supported me. We had no idea what Instagram was back then. It was like such a brand
I didn't
new
even
app.
have Instagram.
Did you not?
No.
And you're probably like, what is this thought doing? She's making me take photos of her ass shots in the mulberry tree.
But it was so random as well because you would just bring outfits to school, no hair, no makeup done. You would just pull out your school ponytail and you'd be like constantly moving. That was like your thing.
That was my thing.
And I'd be like, why do you keep moving? You're like, I love it wild.
I love it wild.
It's so weird.
Oh my God, I remember that because I wanted my hair flicking.
Yes,
It was
all the time.
all the time.
And there was like a couple of white walls around Kirribilli that you were like, these are my walls. And
Yeah,
you would, like,
I was
take
obsessed with
me.
white walls.
Yeah.
It saved me from having to whiten them on Facetune.
Oh.
But then remember how I went through some, because you were there, like I had a lot of photos to take during the week for work.
Yeah.
Like so we
so
would
many.
leave school lunch during the break. I would force Eloise out of the school grounds
Against
to take
my
photos
will.
of me. I'm like, Eloise, I have a contract to fill. I have to do this, babe. Like it's for Boohoo and I have to take this photo. And we would go into like random apartment blocks into the car parks. We would go down to a local park.
And you'd be like, I know these people. You would always lie because I'd be so scared. You're like, if anyone asks, I know them. So like, you won't get in trouble. We'd be like in their house. You're like, I know these people.
in their living room.
You don't know these people. We're breaking and entering.
I know, but you know what? I think has it taught you that confidence
Is
gets
key.
you a long way
It
in
does,
life.
yeah.
You fake it till you make it.
You are, yeah.
And look at us
You were
today.
always so confident at school, I feel.
Really?
Raising your hand, getting the answers wrong, and you'd be like, at least I tried. I'm like, okay. You should listen. You should listen in class more.
Are you joking?
You were so confident.
Even though I got
Always.
all the answers wrong. Oh, the poor thing.
Yeah.
I do remember we would always sit next to each other in class, and you were that bitch that always said they hadn't studied for a maths test, but then she somehow aced it and would get 98.
wouldn't.
And I'm like, no, like I actually haven't studied. I'm pretty sure this happened to me in the HSC with maths because my dad wouldn't let me drop it. Remember he
Oh,
made
that's
me
right.
do maths. I'm like, Dad, no,
Yeah.
I'm failing. Like, please don't make me do maths. He's like,
But we were
"No."
in the same maths class.
Yeah, but
Remember
you
the
were,
teacher, she was
you
obsessed
were like
with you.
excelled in the lower maths class. I
Yeah.
was the lower.
But you had a career. Like,
In maths?
no,
As a
in
mathematician?
this.
We didn't know that though.
Yeah, but I feel like,
You knew that?
well, I feel like you knew your thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like maths was like not that important. Like math, science, English, what are you going to get from that? You know? Like you were very creative at school.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like you knew your path. So you're kind of like, well, this is my thing.
Yeah,
Wherever
that's
it
true.
leads me. Where I was like, I don't have a thing.
You
I
do
need
have
to
a
study.
thing. No, you do
know?
have a thing. We'll get that in. We'll get into that in a second.
Yeah.
But I feel like we would always be in maths class, and you were that friend that always said they hadn't studied, they had studied. You'd always ace the maths test, and then I would be really fucking jealous, and I would be sitting back, like I would always strategically put myself in a seat behind, so I
Yes,
could, like,
behind
look,
diagonal.
and then I would copy your answers. I still failed. So
Because
that
I was getting them wrong.
probably, but you were always really good
Yeah.
at school.
I think I just like studied really hard and tried. Because
Yeah.
I wasn't like naturally
Are you
getting
saying I
things.
didn't try?
So I'd be like,
Did I not try?
You didn't study.
Yeah,
I remember you would
didn't.
be like, yeah, I left my bikini in a tree, so I'm gonna like go after school. I'd be like, this girl is literally insane. And then everyone would be like, what if you see some like hobo man wearing it? You're like, it's a bright pink bikini. Who's gonna wear that? Like you just lived a different world. I feel like I was going to and from
Do you
class.
remember
Like
these things, Eloise?
I have
You do have a really
very
good memory.
good memory. I feel like I remember every day
Is
of
my
school.
bikini in a tree?
Yeah, you would like tie it up to a tree and you would know because it was like fluoro, so you'd be able to see it, and then you'd go swimming after school. Meanwhile, I'm like on the bus
Doing your maths
doing my
homework.
maths homework, going
Like a
to
good
netball
little
training,
girl.
and you're like,
Oh my God.
You just lived a completely different life. I feel like you were Hannah Montana, you know? Like got this going on and doing a thing.
Yeah, I know, it was interesting and how it kind of all started, but you've been there from the very start. And I do want to give you the credit and say you are the reason why I'm here today.
Thank you.
Because without you taking those boohoo photos for me, I remember we also had a real big complex. I mean, I did, not you. I'd blame your photography skills, but my broad shoulders.
Oh, I was going to mention the
You
shoulders.
can mention my shoulders. It's okay. I'm doing therapy to help myself with that, so it's fine. Tell them about my
No,
shoulders.
it was more just because you loved back shots. Because all the outfits had like
Backless.
Backless. It was like a big thing in like what 20, whatever it's meant to be.
2013, 14, yeah.
And then, that's freaking me out. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay, babe. Don't be sorry.
But yeah, you loved the back shots, and so you would always run, but you would like twist. You like be a contortionist. I remember sometimes you would be like. It was like you just ran a marathon with like how much panting and moving.
Yeah.
And, like, you know?
Because I always had a weird thing that I didn't want my shoulders to look as broad as they look. So I'd always kind of like push them back
Yeah.
so you can see all my back muscles.
But you know what I do think? I think a lot of people don't recognize the skill it is to look good in a photo.
You reckon?
Yeah. Like I would like sometimes like have the phone here and I would be looking at you like, and then I'd look at you in real life and I'd be like, the way it's translating into this like lens.
I was like catfishing.
Not like, I don't even know how to explain it. It's just so different. Like you obviously still look like you, but like it's like you're amplified on a phone screen. Whereas like you take a photo of me, I'm just going to look like,
No,
you know what I mean?
You look really
But like there, for example, like you just, I don't know, there's something about a camera lens. They love you.
Thank you.
I can't be
Camelez.
too
Thank
mean.
you, Canon. No, I think, yeah.
But I was always so shocked by that. Like I would be like, this girl, she knows how to take a photo.
But doesn't know how to do maths,
Doesn't know how to
English,
do maths.
science, geography, food tech, wood
But you don't
tech.
need to do it now. You're pretty good at food tech.
I was pretty good.
Yeah.
You weren't in my food tech class,
No,
were
I
you?
didn't do food tech.
And we were we were those two besties that were like, we were so, I feel like we didn't get involved, like we didn't often go out. I
No.
would make you come to
Yeah.
events with me. Remember that Adidas
Oh my God,
event we once
yeah.
had? I made you come there.
Yeah.
Like I
always felt like a fish out of water in those
You did.
events.
And I don't want to say I forced you to be there with me, but I forced you to be there with me.
Yeah.
I was like, Eloise, no, you're coming. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
I've got tutoring. I'm like, I don't care. You're
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
We've always been those besties, but we're so polar opposite now because you don't have
We are.
social media.
No.
So we're best friends, but you don't keep up to date with my life via socials like everyone else in my life, which I love.
Yeah.
And I have to send you photos now, which is
Which
so
I
cool.
love because
Which-
they're like normal and natural photos of like
Yeah.
things that like no one else will
yeah, that's so
see,
true.
like, personal,
And
private.
I feel like sometimes if you want to know something, or sometimes maybe your sister will tell you because obviously
Yes.
we're still following each other.
Yeah.
But you can stalk me and watch my content.
Well,
if you
I do
want.
stalk you.
You do.
Yeah.
And what do
I
you
look you up
think?
on Reddit. I can now
Oh.
I found out I can watch your TikToks without having
An account.
an account.
So are you hooked?
Yeah, I watch them daily. I just like, I'll binge watch them.
Yeah.
I binged it yesterday. I like watched them all. And I'm
what
like,
do you
oh,
think?
this is what she's been up to. And I think it's good. I think you make really engaging videos.
Thank you. Like, did you binge for a few hours?
Well, I do have YouTube Shorts, and you don't post on that.
You told me I should.
and I'm waiting for it because I just want you to pop up on my.
Why did you delete
YouTube
your
Shorts.
socials to be on YouTube Shorts?
Well, I feel like I've just always had YouTube. Like I love YouTube.
Yeah.
I think there's just
You like
something about
YouTubers, you
long
do.
form content.
Yeah, you haven't been corrupted by TikTok
No.
and your brain.
Yeah, and I think just like watching people's like lives, you know, like it's just like you get more of a snapshot on YouTube and like the
Yeah.
fashion videos, and I guess
Why
you get
did you
that on
delete
TikTok,
socials originally? I remember you did it after you graduated.
but- Yeah,
I went to her graduation
but I never.
as well. That was really
Oh, that was
cute.
fun.
That was
we have a
fun.
photo of us at graduation.
I know. Were
With
they
the,
pregnant
with the
then?
candles. No.
No?
Wait, which graduation are you talking about? I was talking about school graduation.
Oh.
My uni graduation.
Yes.
No. You weren't
Of course, we
pregnant.
graduated high school together.
Oh, I thought that's what
Uni
you were talking about.
graduation, and
Yeah,
no.
you did come to my first
that was
one.
really cute.
That was cute.
I think I was pregnant. It was in February, wasn't it? 2020?
February.
February. It was in February.
20
Anyway, not important.
Yeah, I think it
Um,
was.
Oh, we're talking about, yeah, why did you delete socials?
Oh yeah. So I remember two girls we were friends with at school made it.
This lollipop's fucking pissing me off, man.
In like the summer going into year 12, because I didn't have it. And we were at like the Balmoral boat shed, and they were like, how are we supposed to tag you if you don't have it? Like, how will people know what you're doing? And I was like, I don't
Oh.
want people to know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like that just sounds awful to me to have people know what I'm up to.
Yeah.
And so then they made it. And I was kind of like, I feel like it was like a ghost account. That's what you would always call me. You're like, you just watch my content and then like, that's it. And I just wasn't, I don't know.
you'd never react. I'm like, did Elle not find this story funny?
Like,
Why
I just
hasn't
was
she
never
reacted?
fascinated by social media. And I think I like being private. And I like the idea of people not knowing what I'm doing.
That's so, I crave that now.
Yeah.
Is it weird
Which is
that
so
my
weird.
life is so out there and
Yeah.
public? Like,
But
do you find it weird?
I admire it in some ways because I'm like, I wish I had the self-confidence to be like, I look good in this photo. Like, I'll post it. But in my mind, I'm like, people will think that I looked good in this photo. And that makes me cringe because it's like, wow, she really thought she was doing something. So I can't do that.
God, you've got some demons, girl.
I know, but that just like freaks me out.
Yeah.
And then I'm just not interested in people knowing. And then if I don't talk to them regularly, it's like, why do they need to know what I'm up to in my life?
Yeah, that's
But
true.
then I also love that, like, if we're not talking regularly, I could have known what you were up to.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's like a double-edged sword. It's like you're quite isolated if you don't have social media.
Yeah, that's very true. Because you have no idea. But then I feel like you always seem to know who's pregnant in our school, who's getting engaged. You always have the gossip.
Because we get this school spirit magazine.
Wait, is that how you find your information
It's
out?
like always on the back of the thing.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You're so old
You-
school like that. That is so bizarre of
Yeah.
you. You read the school magazine to find out who's pregnant.
Well, yeah, because it usually comes up. It's like what they named, you didn't do it. I noticed. No.
Can you imagine if I called in? Hi guys.
Hi, I got another child.
I have named her Bambi. Yeah, like the deer. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, you know, like the deer with the little horns? That's my daughter's name. Yes. They would die. They would
Yeah.
not be about it. We went to an
No.
all-girls Catholic school where I feel like I got suspended every second day.
Yeah, which sucked because I would have no one to sit with at school.
But I got suspended for the lamest things.
What did you get suspended for?
Showing my undies in the
That's
hallway.
right. Oh, that's right.
Well, didn't I show them to you?
No, but I do remember being there.
And I like flashed you my little flash some on my undies. Because I had, like these cute little French knickers.
Yeah, that's right.
And then I got
No, I
suspended.
remember because they were like bloomery.
Yes.
And they could also go in the water. But they looked like underpants or something. Everything was always...
nappies. Yes.
No,
and
but they were cool.
they were
Yeah,
cute.
yeah.
No, I mean, cool. Yeah.
No, but like, because they went in the water as well. Because you're like, I'm going to go swimming, obviously,
Oh
after
my God.
school.
Was I like a mermaid? Did I really
I
envision
think you
myself
thought
being
you
a
were.
mermaid?
Yeah.
I really played off that Aussie beach girl. Don't you reckon? I was always talking about surfing. I was always drawing waves on my folders.
Yes. Or
And my
you know what you would
books.
always do on my
Oh, no.
folders? You would write analysis, but you would just stop and just write anal all over my books. And teachers would walk past and be like, Eloise, as if I'm writing anal on my
And
own
you
books.
never ratted me out. Like, you're
No.
a loyal bestie.
Yeah.
She never ratted me out, ever.
No.
Like, if they would think, Eloise,
That's so true.
why are you off the school grounds moving your car? You'd be like, had to be moved. Meanwhile, like, I'm holding the keys to my little
But
Yaris.
teachers loved you.
Do you reckon?
Yes. Oh my
It's
God.
'cause I
Do you
used to
remember when you were in the...
Fun and coconuts.
Oh, yeah. You were weird, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, okay. There's two stories.
two? Oh,
two
no.
stories. When you were in the... Was it North Shore Times or something?
Oh, yeah.
Your first ever like big appearance in a
Magazine
magazine,
cover.
but they cut it out and put it all over the staff room.
Oh my God, I remember
and we would have
that.
teachers come up being like, "I saw."
How much you make? I remember
Yeah,
that. That was so
and you would just like
weird.
be grabbing my hand and like squeezing it so hard. I'd be like, "This is so like."
Yeah,
you
that
were
was
like
weird.
young, and I feel like teachers to go up and like say that
Yeah, that was
kind
weird.
of inappropriate.
Yeah, that was weird. And they
Yeah.
pinned it all in the staff room, like
Yeah.
articles of me,
Yeah,
like with bullseye, like throwing things at my
suspend
face.
this girl. She's making more money than us.
And then I think my thing was because I think obviously I was cheeky,
Yeah.
naughty,
Yeah,
wild.
I would say wild.
Would you?
Yeah, you would like grab my leg walking up the stairs and like
Some would call it a bitch.
stack it a bully.
Some would say a bully. No, I think I've always kind of had that mentality where I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like I still today, I
Yeah.
don't give a fuck. Like
Yeah.
the other day,
You're very true to yourself.
I'm very true to myself. Like, and I try teach Ben to be like that now. Like,
Yeah.
I force him. I wind down the windows and lock the windows down and blast music, and then force him to sing as we drive.
Oh, you would
through.
do that to me.
I would do that to you as
Yeah.
well because I think it's like therapy. You have to kind of like release yourself from
Release
those.
your inhibitions.
You can't. I remember doing that with you, and when
Yeah.
we drove through the eastern suburbs.
Yeah.
I-
in the G-Wagon.
Like, I just think it's really important to kind of like release those. There's so much judgment in the world, and I have always never given a fuck.
But it's funny because you're like the most scrutinized person I've probably ever met. Like me being scrutinized, it's like just by peers.
Yeah,
it's not like
true.
random strangers.
Like everyone hates me. Once, like people.
Yeah, just like normal, awkward teenage or like, like trying to navigate the world. But like yours is like grown-ups would like say stuff to you. And I'd just be standing there like, are they okay? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, just like judgmental things. Or like.
Remember how a teacher once came up to me and thought I was wearing eyeliner and rubbed her finger along my eye?
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, babe, it's just my long lashes.
I remember
Do you
a
want the
teacher,
serum?
I was telling Tom this the other day because I was like, I can't believe this actually happened.
Oh, what?
You were wearing bracelets and it was wet weather and we were in our hall.
I remember this.
And this teacher walked up and they're like, India, like you have to get rid of your bracelets or confiscate. You're like, my locker's just there. So we run to the locker, put it away. And she's like, I think my daughter would love those bracelets. And you were like, well, you need to take her to a trip to Hawaii because there were like bracelets you got there. And she was like, she's in year 8. She loves you. And you were like, oh, tell her I say hi. And she was like, give them to me.
It was the Italian teacher.
Yes.
Oh my
and
God, I
she
remember
took,
this.
and she was like,
She took them?
She took them and she's like, my daughter's going to love these. And then just walked away and you just turned to me and you're like, I think that bitch just stole my bracelets.
She took them?
Yeah, she took them.
Oh my God.
All of them, like your bracelets from Hawaii. I was
Oh
like,
my
this
God,
is
if
so
you're watching this,
weird.
I know your name.
Give them back.
And I'm not going to expose you, but give back my fucking bracelets, babe.
Yeah.
She took them.
She took them.
I'm
like
such
just
a
weird stuff would happen.
people pleaser.
You are.
Like I'm such a
Yeah.
like I literally gave my shirt off my back to a random guy that said he liked.
I did when I saw that and when I was binge watching.
And what did you think?
I just
of
thought it was weird, but it sort of seemed very much like you. Always
like you
taking your clothes off in public.
literally. But and then I saw him walking down the street the other day having a diary and he wasn't even wearing it. I was like, well, that was a fucking waste, wasn't it?
Was it a cool t-shirt?
It
What
was really
t-shirt?
cool. It was
Yeah.
vintage. And it was like a really cool blue. It was like an electric blue.
Oh.
But he really couldn't get over how much he loved this t-shirt. And I told him the website and then I just saw it go in one ear and out the other. I was like, you know what? Just fucking have it.
And there's not going to be another one.
Cool. So I feel
just
like I've
gave it
always
away.
been a people pleaser in that sense. Like,
Or like your PR packages. Like I would come home, and still now, I come home with like so much PR. And I'm like, I don't even need to be an influencer. And I just get
every time you
stuff
come to
from
my
you. Like you
house.
always, but you would do it all the time, even with like random friends that would come over. You'd be like, do you want this? You'd give me your old iPhones. Do you want these? And I'd be like, yeah.
I
You
remember
like
that.
You like, I lived off your iPhones. I never bought one until like
because I always
a couple
went through,
years
I had
ago.
a weird addiction with
Yeah.
buying new phones. Every time a new iPhone
did.
came out, I had to have it.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have to fucking have it
No.
at all, but I had to.
Because of the cameras. You
The
were like,
camera
you were
was
like, this
better.
is really like a work thing.
I'll claim it back. Yeah, I feel like it's been I keep saying I feel like it was such a funny dynamic between me and you. And it still is because I have kids.
Yeah.
You're with Tom, you have a boyfriend.
Yeah.
You see me married and you're like, oh my God, what is probably happening? You see me like plastered everywhere.
Yeah.
And you live such a private life. You're a producer. Our lives are so
Different.
different.
They really are.
But whenever we catch up with each other, it's like we've never had time apart.
Yeah.
Like I remember you met Navy, I think, when he was a baby, and you gave him a dummy for the first time.
Oh my God, I
Do you
remember.
remember?
Yeah, and then Ben was so mad.
He was so mad because I don't know why we didn't want him to have a dummy, but after like 2 weeks or something, and you gave it to him and he took it, and I was like,
just shove it in his mouth. Like,
he was so
He's just
good.
going to start sucking that. And I just put it in.
was it a weird transition for you to see me become a mum? Because we used to be like those two besties that
Yeah.
would film funny things. Like Eloise would always know how to do TikTok dances, and
Yeah.
like you would always try to teach me, and you would be like, why the fuck do you just keep fucking up?
You were so bad at them.
I still am.
You really just have your own moves and like no one else can,
no one else can replicate.
no one else can match it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. I just don't have rhythm. I
No.
obviously can't sing. I don't have rhythm.
No, she's talentless.
But it was transition because I remember you coming down when I was pregnant with Navy and we would drive around the
Yeah.
streets and I would put my phone up and would try do
Yeah, that's right. I remember it was like
dances.
running through these
Yes,
tracks. Yeah,
that
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
and then all
And it
of
was
a
like the easiest dance. You just had to like brush your shoes and you would just be like, I can't do it. So you just like dance with your baby
on
bump.
my belly.
Yeah.
And then I became a mum and shit hit
Yeah.
the roof. And now we hate each other.
We never see each other. Always
We
busy.
don't. Our life is busy. It's
Yeah.
hard to see each other. But was that
Yeah.
weird for you seeing me become a mum and like you've watched me grow up?
I think so. I think it was weird in the sense of like, I was still at uni. So in my mind, I'm like, but we're so young. Like,
Yeah.
what do you mean? But then like, I always kind of felt like you were 3 years like ahead of me
Really?
in a sense.
Only
Like you
3.
always felt, yeah, I feel like 3 is an appropriate number. Like just that little bit older, like you
Yeah.
would be doing things and I'd be like, whoa, or like it was like gap year kind of like, oh, I just started uni, you went to LA. I'm like, this girl's like living her best life and I am here in like a philosophy lecture. And you would like send me, I don't know if I'm allowed to say these names,
say
but like you would send me numbers of like, you'd be like, here's Leonardo DiCaprio's number if you want it. You can bleep that. And I was like, I don't think I'll need this. You're like, maybe one day. And I'd be like in that Sydney uni just sitting there like, what am I doing?
Oh my
Like, but I feel like because you lived so much,
Yeah, I grew up
by the
really
time you came
quickly.
back, you were kind of like, I'm ready to settle down.
Yes.
Whereas like now I'm kind of at that
stage.
stage, but it was like 3 years ago for you.
Yeah.
But
That's so true. 'Cause
Yeah.
I really do feel like I've grown up really quickly.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's down to putting it down to social media and like I would have to go to events and turn up
Yeah.
to school late and leave school just to go to events and being around older people because it's kind of like it's when the whole influencer world started. So like I had
Yeah.
to be around all these people older than me and learn how to communicate. I couldn't just be like that dull chick standing in the corner like
yeah, like an awkward school
picking
girl.
my nose.
No.
I couldn't be that. And like
Yeah.
the fact I'm going to these crazy events before school, after school, breakfasts, like lunches. Sometimes I'll just get my dad to sign away. And
Yeah,
go,
you did like skip a lot of school. That was the most annoying part about being friends with you, I feel. Like,
Yeah.
can't come in today. And I'm like, who am I going to talk to in maths? And I'd just be sitting by myself like a
"Oh, I'm so
loser.
sorry." I feel like in year 11 and 12, I definitely skipped a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
And my parents don't know that.
No.
Like my dad, thank God for his eyes going bad because I was so good at this. I would print out, I would type on a Word document about, like India Clinton cannot come to school today or on the 31st or the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Well, I like wrote all the dates like after comma,
Yeah.
and she's got work commitments. And they all knew what I did. So like they didn't even
Well, it was pinned
question
all
it.
over the school,
It was
obviously.
pinned in the staff room. So of course they fucking knew what I
Yeah.
did. They knew how much I earned. They knew my tax file number. So they never really questioned it, but I would make it in like Arial 11 font size.
Yeah.
And so my dad could not read it. I'd be like, hey, Dad, can you just sign this form? It's just to say
So
that I can go to
sneaky.
the event tomorrow or whatever. But like, little does he know he signed away me missing
entire
school
month.
for the entire month.
Yeah.
And I would just go and hang at surf comps. I didn't like, I loved you and I loved my friends there. And but I didn't love the I didn't like the academic side of school. I was never good at it. So I didn't want to be there.
No.
And then when I was there, I was like entering competitions when I was in like
yes. Oh,
food
every
tech.
competition, you'd be like, can I sign you up for this? Like,
Can I
you
use your email account?
do whatever you want.
And I just feel like I was never I didn't love it, but I loved the social aspect to
Yeah.
it. So I just kind of kept turning up. But then when I got a little bit of freedom, like when I got my driver's license and I lived so far away from school,
Yeah.
I just never would come to school.
No.
Which sucks for you because like it must be hard. Your best friend not turning up every day.
Yeah, it was. Thanks for shedding a light on it. It was really hard, but I feel like it has been hard. But
Whose photos were you going to take?
I don't my own.
So
They're in class. But I think a lot of people also don't recognize that like I liked taking the photos. I think a lot of people are like, you're doing that so you can be friends with her, or like didn't believe that we were like really friends.
And
like,
you've still had that
now.
till this day.
Like
I find that so
recently
weird.
it happened. Someone was like talking about TikTok and their friend's a bit of a TikToker. I was like, not as big as mine. I'm like, I always flex it. I'm like, oh, like TikTok creator of the year, or is that just my friend? Oh, it's just mine. And then they'll like look you up and they're like, you're not friends with her. I'm like, what about me looks like I can't be friends with
Right?
Indy?
I remember you said this so many times.
Because
and
it happens so
and
often.
I was like, Eloise, tell me who they are. And I'll literally go back
and
to
you
them.
message them sometimes.
Okay, well,
you would
I know I messaged them.
on Facebook, you would be like, you know, the person I'm talking about, you'd be like, how dare you think we're not friends? I'll tell you. And I would be like,
I was savage because
Yeah, you
I'm
were.
super loyal to
Yeah.
the ones I love and the one close to me. And I'm like, that's so unjust. Like, don't fucking judge a book by its cover. By the way, you look like you wouldn't be friends with me. I look like the
but
washed
at
up.
school, I had like braces, frizzy brown hair, freckles all over my face, and you were like this blonde, leggy, like.
No, I
yes.
saw a photo of me on graduation.
Oh, really?
I was a shocker.
No way.
Now when I see photos of me in high school, people are going to think I've had a full-on face transplant, a makeover, a mummy makeover, been on Ozempic. Like, people will think I have had a
Oh,
fucking
please.
glow
I feel
up.
like you look exactly the same.
Oh, that's quite
You don't
offensive.
think so?
That's really offensive on social your
But you
photo.
weren't. No.
No, that's offensive.
No. I don't think
Yeah,
so.
I do. I don't like when people say that to you, and
Yeah,
you've had it a
neither.
lot at uni,
Yeah.
and when you go to birthdays,
Even
and
just
things
like
that.
friends of random friends. And like people know you, which also freaks me out because they're like, oh, I know. And then like they act like they know you. You know, one person recently also said,
What do they say?
oh, were you a big fan of her on TikTok? So you DM'd her to become friends with
so
her. And I was
fucking
like,
rude.
what sort of weird freak do you think I am having this obsession with Indy, DMing her?
That is so weird. Did you say that?
Yeah.
No, you,
and like
you probably
they thought I
didn't
was,
because you're so nice. Give
Well, I
them
was just
my
like-
number. Actually, don't give them my number.
I was like, no, we've been friends since school. They were like,
That's so weird.
it was so weird. They thought I was like a
Did that
fake,
piss you off?
a fake friend. Yeah, it pisses me off because I'm like, what part of me
Yeah. Like, what part of
do
me-
you not think we could be friends?
Yes. Do you say that to them?
No.
Like, I would say to them, oh my God, I can't believe you're so comfortable saying that out loud. Like,
Yeah.
like you'd be like, did you mean to say that?
Yeah.
I think you should clap back.
Yeah, I should.
I think it's really, you've put up with it for ages.
I have.
And I am always like, Eloise, just tell me who they are and I'll fucking rouse.
Yeah.
I'll expose
And you
them.
would, and that's why I never would tell you.
I know, you're so nice.
You're so scary like that. I feel like you are
Am
very
I?
like loyal in the way that like someone, if I'd be like, this person said this, you'd be like, just wait until I get a hold of them. I'm like, oh, don't. Even if it was like a teacher or something, you'd be like, I'll mention it to the teacher. I'm like, don't.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I don't
Yeah.
feel it. I know that we are besties.
Yeah.
And it's a really interesting transition and an interesting polar opposite lives that we live. So you're a producer. Tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
Okay.
I am Eloise.
Eloise. I'm a
She's a producer.
post associate producer.
Isn't that the coolest job ever? I literally flex that that's your career.
Really? I flex your career all the time. I feel like they almost kind of go together.
You reckon? Do you see my
Yeah.
TikTok videos and you're like, fuck, should be good at my job?
I feel like you'd be a good person in the show.
Oh,
Yeah.
causing shit.
Yeah. Like in reality TV.
If I was in reality TV, what
Yeah.
character would I be?
I feel like you'd be really hard to edit down.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like-
I feel like you'd be a hard character personally to
really?
try and, yeah, because usually it's like someone's really like kind and you're just like, okay, that's easy. Or they're like funny. But like,
I'm not
it's
funny or
harder. No,
kind.
it's harder to like,
just a bitch.
you're like all of them kind of thing.
Yeah, right.
And I find that would be hard.
So you just have to be one.
No, I don't know. I find it hard to explain.
No, I get what you mean. Do you I have a question for reality TV. Mm-hmm. Like those shows that you see and it's real bitchy, do they get them drunk?
In some shows they do. Really? Yeah, but it's not like they're force feeding them alcohol.
No,
I
they
think it's
just
like they
have
have a dinner
alcohol.
and they just have alcohol.
And there's like really
Yeah.
long filming hours. So they
Yes.
get like
Yeah.
super pissed.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
It's a really cool job.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say I didn't think you were ever going to do this job.
Oh,
but
I didn't
didn't
think I
know
was
what
gonna
you were
do
going to do
this.
because you studied at AFTRS. I thought you were going to
Yeah.
be a film director. But can you go into that?
Yeah,
If you-
I think so.
Do you want to do that? Did I just make that up?
I don't know. I think it's just like a harder area to break into. Reality TV is made in Australia. Like there's
Yeah.
not a lot of like scripted stuff that's made in Australia that isn't kept by like the 10 people that already are
Oh,
making it.
yeah,
Like it's just a
okay.
harder thing to break into.
Yeah, right.
Whereas like Australia's really good at making reality TV. Like we get like Americans
Oh.
like giving us and like we do their post.
Oh,
Or like
right.
even like Australian crews will film American shows and then we do the post and then it's like, but it's like American contestants
Yeah.
because like we're just really good at making it. So I think it's just like one of those things where it's like if you want to work, like I'm not going to be picky.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I would prefer a career than to chase
Yeah.
some dream that I might not get to.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And do you think, I mean, speaking of your career and you have a boyfriend, do you talk about, like, after seeing me with kids, do you want kids or would you want to stay
Yeah.
in your career for a long time?
This
before?
we talk about this a lot because I'm
Am I going to be an auntie? Are you going to, oh my God,
No.
are you going to tell me something?
no, because I want to have kids, but I find it so hard to think about how you're going to juggle a career and children. And I don't want to be not with my children.
Yes. And
Like,
your job,
you know-
you don't get maternity leave, right?
No, because it's contracted. So you just do like short contracts and that
Is
just
it
gets
all
renewed.
contracted in
I think like
post-production?
some really good people will get full-time contracts.
Right.
And like it depends maybe what level you are and stuff like
okay.
that. But I would have to be in the career for like a really long time. And
Yeah.
I need to pop them out soon because they need to be close in age with your children, obviously.
I know.
So I don't know how I would do both. That's the thing that always like confuses me.
always on your mind.
Yeah. But then it's like people do it. Heaps of
Yeah.
people do it.
Yeah.
So like it's possible,
That's true.
you know? But then it's the expense of like, well, then do you send them to daycare? Because daycare is so expensive.
So expensive.
Yeah. So I don't know.
After seeing me have kids, does it make you want to have them young or to
Yes.
wait?
No.
Really?
Yeah. Like I think,
Our mums were both young.
yeah, I think that. And then seeing you do it, like how fun you can make it for them. Whereas like I feel like when you get a little bit older, you get a little like your knees start hurting. And
Oh my God, my knees have started hurting.
have they?
Just one knee. Just one.
That's just the one.
Just one shitty one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think you'll get married soon?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just waiting for him to get on
Really?
his knees. Yeah.
Does he have a ring?
Yeah. I
No.
mention it to him all the time. And he's just like,
Is he gonna like tell me to come? And,
You
like,
haven't even
be in
met
the
him.
bush? Oh my God, I'm the worst person.
I know. I told him to come today. I was like, you can, and
I
he
feel
was
like
like,
I've been on FaceTime with him and
you
like
have.
and
Yeah.
we've
Maybe
sent
just like not
photos.
face
Yeah.
to face. Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Because you started dating in COVID. I think.
Yeah. Just before COVID.
So then I
think.
just had baby after baby after baby.
Yeah.
I just kept popping him out.
Yeah.
And I didn't really.
And then I
stray
work
far.
like 10 hours a day, 5 days a week. Like we don't really have time to like fully hang out. I feel like that's the hardest part about you having kids.
Yeah.
And like also it feels like you live like overseas because you're so far away.
Pretty much overseas.
Yeah. It's like I have to travel like an hour and a half to go see you. You know what I mean? And then it's like I'm not going to be there for like 1 hour. 'Cause I've just traveled so
then you're
long.
stuck
then
in
I'm
my
there
house
like
all day.
all day.
Yeah.
And then I get home and I'm like, cool, I've done nothing else today.
Yeah.
Like I have to get my week ready for like work or
That's so
stuff like that,
true.
you know?
Do you think I've changed since becoming a mum? Besides like the obvious saggy tits.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that. I'm kidding. Have you changed? I feel like you've always been quite maternal.
Like
And-
a Kylie Jenner when everyone's like, she's one of the babies and she was
Yeah,
like 12.
but you have because I remember you would walk around like with your school uniform and you can like push it out so it looks like you're pregnant. You would do that all like you'd be like 16. You'd be like, oh my god, this girl
Teen
is
mom.
bonkers. But I think you've become more secure in like who you are.
Really?
Yeah, like
That's a really nice compliment.
thank you.
Thank you. No one's ever said that.
Yeah, I feel like you know who you are. Like you stand on your business and you're like, no. Like you've always been like that, but it was a bit aggressive. It was a bit aggressive in the start during school.
Really?
Yeah. You know, like you'd be like, I don't give a fuck. But now it's like, I care, but like this is me and I'm going to do it my way.
Yeah,
Does that
that's
make
true.
sense? Yeah.
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 Well, I feel like now if I acted the way I did at school,
You'd be cancelled.
I would be in jail or cancelled. So I probably
You'd
can't
be
actually
done.
do that. That's cool to know.
Yeah.
I feel like our friendships definitely changed and evolved with
Yeah.
kids. I mean, it was always going to change,
Yeah.
but we don't see each other much ever. We still
No.
communicate lots.
Yeah.
But it's always me trying to text with one hand. I'm that bitch
You're
that-
bad at texting as well.
Am I?
Yeah. It's like 3 business days to reply.
And then I reply and I'm like, hi, sorry, oh my God, hi. Like
Yeah.
I send, does
Yeah.
that annoy you? That I send like 75
No.
text messages in one?
Because I feel like I do the same. But
Yeah.
then sometimes I'll send like 10 and then I'll get no reply. But like you're probably like asleep or like doing stuff. Like I think it took me a while, maybe just recently. I'm like, or when I come over, sometimes I like get in my head and I'm like, oh, this bitch isn't replying. Like what's going on? And then I'll go over and I'll see how busy you are and how much you're not on your phone. And I'll be like, oh, I get it. Like,
And I feel
You're not
so
doing it on
bad
purpose.
because I'll like see I went to message you or you messaged me yesterday and then I like saw there was like messages
Yeah.
I think maybe about like the Sunday live photo shoot
I think so, yeah.
and I'm like I'm such a fucking bitch. You messaged me
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you even sent me a Mother's Day message and I just blanked you.
I am really nice like that. And
You
your
are.
anniversary as well.
Yes.
I also sent and you just didn't reply. And I was like, is she okay?
Did you not?
No, you didn't.
Oh.
I sent you one.
Did I not reply?
No. Has it been 4 years or 5 years since you've been married?
4.
4, yeah. I think I said 4. Happy 4th, I think I said.
See, I just don't know why. I think it's because I'm not on my phone that
yeah.
much.
No, and I think people think you're on your phone a lot. But I've seen you make your TikToks and it's like one and done. You're just like, you don't
Yeah.
You don't muck
it's
around.
Quick.
Yeah.
I do not muck around.
No.
And that's why I love that I've been able to break into TikTok and do that type of editing because I don't have to wear makeup.
No.
I started off not wearing makeup.
I know,
where I just
and now
take
you're
my
back.
greasy, mousy brown
Oh my
hair.
God, the knots in your hair.
Oh, disgusting.
Yeah.
And I'd always have hairy legs, hairy armpits.
Yes, you would.
I wasn't like a dirty girl, but I was just like, was I dirty? I was just, I don't
Definitely
even.
don't have that clean girl.
I didn't have that clean girl aesthetic, that's for sure.
You had the beach girl.
But it's character building.
It is.
And I was always just like, I was always talking about surfers.
Yes.
Kelly Slater.
Oh my God. I feel like we just lived different. Like we've always kind of had different lives. Like you'd be doing the craziest things and I'd be like, we have maths homework. I'll send you the questions that you have to do.
You wouldn't send me the answers.
No,
of
you
course
have to learn
wouldn't.
yourself.
course
But
you
you'd be
fucking
like,
wouldn't.
oh, I'm actually going to Hawaii next week. And I'd be like, what? And you'd send me these photos with these like little Hawaiian boys. And I'd be like, cool. I have braces that were like, do you remember the metal?
Cat whiskers?
Yeah.
You had cat whiskers?
Yeah, but they were like inside my head.
Oh
They
my
weren't like
God,
so they were
like
permanently
metal
on.
bars.
And I would squeak when I would talk.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh
That
my
was
God.
bad.
Look
and
at
you were
you
like
now,
in,
though.
I know,
You have
perfect
glowed
orthodontics.
Perfect teeth.
Yeah.
Perfect hair.
Thank
perfect
you.
skin. What are you using?
A bunch of different things.
What's your
Like-
number one thing that you... I swear you had freckles all over your face.
Yeah, niacinamide.
What's it do? Burn them off?
No, it's like even skin tone and
Oh.
blemishes and stuff. So it's good for like
Oh,
acne
is that what
scars.
even skin tone
Yeah.
means?
And like acne scars and stuff. Because I would always go into places and they'd be like, you need to get rid of your freckles. And I'd be like, that's so
No,
rude.
That is rude.
And then now that I use this, I'm like, yeah, I
It's-
did need to get rid of my freckles. Like they didn't have
You
to be there.
didn't need to get rid
But
of
they
them,
didn't have to be
Eloise.
there. Like I thought I just had to have freckles. Like I thought that was just my skin, you know?
Oh. So what does it... It doesn't burn them off, it just...
No, I think it just like makes them
Fades
fade.
them?
Yeah. And then like lots of sunscreen. I like hardly ever go into the sun anymore. You can probably tell I'm so white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've always been white.
I have been.
White is beautiful. I used to remind you of that.
Thank you. You did.
White is beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, we have a few questions that people have called
Okay.
in to ask
I've been
us.
wondering how you do this.
Well, everyone's just
question thing.
called in to get your answers, Eloise, so they better be good. So
Okay.
question number 1, here we go.
Okay.
This question could be for Indy's friends, siblings, husband, kids, whatever. But what is a personality trait of Indy's that does not get portrayed through her online personality? It could be your favorite trait, your least favorite trait, whatever it may be. Something that isn't shown through her TikTok personality.
Okay.
A raging depression. Kidding. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Do your favorite and your least favorite.
Okay. Favorite trait about you that
doesn't get
isn't shown.
This will be interesting.
I think how affectionate you are.
Oh.
I think that doesn't get shown a lot. Like you love loving on people. And like obviously
You hate it.
I hate it. I do hate it. I hate
Yeah.
it so much.
I always just say love you. And
Yeah.
you'd just walk out like you just didn't hear
And I
me.
would
I'm
get
like,
a text being like,
bitch, I
"Do
love you.
Do you not love me or something? You're like, it just seems weird to say to you. And like, or just like hugs and, you know, or like showering people with compliments and you're very affectionate. And I think that doesn't get shown because you have quite a wild like persona online and, you know, you show like the chaos and that's obviously true as well. But then I think like your gentle, quieter side doesn't get shown as much, which obviously you
Cute,
do have.
gentle, quiet
You do have a
side.
cute, gentle, quiet side.
Is it sweet?
Sure. I think it's very affectionate. You're a very affectionate person. And I think a lot of people wouldn't know that you like love to,
I just love hugging trees.
yeah, or like, I don't know, holding hands with people and yeah,
Yeah, it's true.
like head rubs and just like weird things.
tickles.
Yeah.
Finger pulls.
You're
love it
really
all.
into that kind of stuff.
It's a weird fetish.
It is.
What's your least favorite?
Okay.
Like that you just hate about me. Like I won't be offended.
Mm,
I seriously won't. I just might cry.
just one. I'm kidding. My least favorite thing. I think it would be.
Just say it.
No, I know. I'm trying to like.
You're just trying to pick one.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
Okay, pick a few, Eloise.
Okay, so firstly,
Okay, go on.
no, I think it's how little time we get to spend with each other now.
Yes, that's
and
true.
that's not like your doing and not mine, but I think that's like my least favorite thing about.
Yes.
Yeah, and like I think you feel isolated, but then also I feel isolated because I'm like, well, we both kind of like lost.
Suffer.
Because there was a time there where I would come up to like Palm Beach, like
Yes, all the time.
yeah, like multiple times a week and hang out. And then you had to get pregnant, and then it was all
Yeah,
over.
that's so true. But I feel like now we also and we don't see each other as much, but we're always in contact.
Yeah.
Like at least
You just have to find different
twice a
ways
week,
to
once
like
yes, different ways to communicate and to have that
exactly
friendship to make sure you're there for the other person.
Yeah,
even
and like
though
at a
you,
drop of a hat, obviously.
Yes.
Like you're gonna be there, I'm gonna be there, but it's different now, and
Yeah.
it like took a while to like get used to that different. And
Yeah.
it's still not like my favorite because obviously I wish we could just like hang out all the time, but like I have to go to work, you have work, you have kids.
Yeah,
you know,
and
like-
whenever you do come to my house, you come bearing gifts for my kids. Like you bought Navy this cute little astronaut suit the other for his
Yeah.
birthday, and like you literally, Eloise turned up at their party last in October or November, and it was like this huge party with Animal Farms, and Eloise turns up with these fucking bags, gift bags that are like 2.5
Because I want to be their favorite.
You are clearly their favorite. Like 2.5 meter tall each, these gift bags, and it's
Yeah.
got astronaut suits and like what is it, a shark sleeping
Oh,
bag.
yes.
You bought Bambi a
the
elephant
elephant
chair.
thing, that
like
was so
you like were just
cute.
bearing
Yeah.
gifts like that.
And then
aren't-
Navy made me watch the fishing show for like an hour.
of course
When I
he
came
did. He's
over, he was like,
obsessed with that.
"Ow, ow!" I was
He's-
like, "This
oh
is
my
so
God, he's obsessed
boring."
with fishing show, and you have to sit next to him.
Yes, and you have to like comment on every fish that
you
he
have
sees.
to watch. If you look away, he's like, "Mum, look," and I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm looking."
He's like, it's, and he kept saying massive. It was like he just learned the word. He's like, it's massive. And I'm like, what do you think of this one? Massive.
It's like a temple.
So cute.
Oh, that's really cute.
Yeah.
No, they're nice. They're not as that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
No, well,
Thanks
I
for not
like you.
exposing me.
You're welcome.
If you could tell yourself one thing or give yourself one piece of advice when you were younger, what would it be? Love you so much.
Love you too.
Love ya.
My answer is
Yeah, we can both.
okay. I think, and it's something that I have said that I admire of you, your ability to like shut out what you think people will think of you. And I know you do struggle with that, like you were saying earlier.
But like just to kind of do my thing and not give a fuck.
Yeah, like you'll
Yeah.
still do it. Like a lot of the time I'll just like overthink it and I'm like, oh, like even if it's like having a conversation with someone like in public, I'll be like, can't do that. Like I'll be thinking about this for days. Like just like a normal chat, but you would always like push like those influencer events that you would like make me go to.
Yeah,
and
what
like,
would I do?
You would just be like, talk to them, like speak, like say things. And then you would like bring me in and I'd be like, I don't even know why I'm here. And they'd be like, do you have Instagram? I'd be like, no, I don't know why I'm here. But like I don't even remember what the question was. But
Like, what would you tell your younger self?
Yeah,
So that
like-
would be like, don't give a fuck.
yeah. And like, I think I still need to learn it because I think I care too much about
But others
what other
think-
people will view me as.
Yeah. Are you worried of that? You're worried of their judgment
Yeah.
or how they perceive you?
Yes, I think both.
Or are you worried about them attacking your image, like what you're putting out?
yeah, I mean, I think all of the above.
I think I probably just said,
all of the
I
above.
think I just said everything in different words. Epic. Yeah, no, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
It's hard. And I don't know how I did that. I think I faked my
No.
confidence.
Yeah.
I really faked my confidence, which then gave me this like complex that I really don't give a fuck. Like the other day, I rocked up at Navy's daycare before I went to fashion
Yeah.
show, and I had a roller in my hair. And I was in a black robe, and then underneath, and with a full face of makeup, and underneath that black robe, I was in stockings with knee-high boots and a dress.
Yeah, you just don't care.
And I walk in, and they're like,
Because most people
but
would
like
never
the thing
do
is,
that.
for me, I compare it to my mum friends. They would never do that. Like
No.
I like look beautiful every time they pick up and drop off their
Yeah.
kids at daycare, and I swoop in like a fucking magpie and just
Yeah.
swoop in and grab him with a.
And I think it's the same with like your TikTok. Like most people wouldn't show that, but you're like, but this is reality. So I'm just going to show it. Like I don't care if it doesn't look perfect. Whereas most people want to put out their most perfect like version of themselves.
Yeah.
But like even if you are perfect, everyone's going to have something to say about it.
That's
so I
true.
think it's like knowing that, like not to care about what people
Thing.
are going to say or like think
People are
about
always
you.
gonna judge
Because people
you.
are going to judge you no matter what. And it's like, do you really care about them to care about their opinions? Like, that's the advice.
Amen. Well, we are going to leave it on that because that was a great ending to this episode. Well, thank you so much. Why are you laughing? Thank you so much for joining me.
You're welcome.
Elle, the dickhead. I really appreciate you coming onto my podcast.
Thank you for
I
inviting
know
me.
you had to really step out of your comfort zone to come on this podcast because you are such a private person.
I feel like I just blacked out for the last
and now your
hour.
face, I'm literally going to plaster your face all over my socials.
Like in a billboard.
And I might get your own billboard. So thank you. Have the best day. And I will see you in about a year's time.
Okay, bye.